Joe Biden.
Oh.
They're riding with Biden, or are they? Let's see what happens here. We all saw that disastrous of a debate performance. We did a live debate reaction show on the PBD podcast. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the PBD podcast with Patrick, Bet David, and the home team, go ahead and do that. But we did a live podcast. We had a couple hundred people here in the audience, here in the studio. PBD, myself, Vinny, we're on stage. Tom was traveling, the Biz Doc, and we're, you know, like the pre-fight, they do the tail of the tape.
Yes.
Joe Biden, 81 years old. He's doing this. He's doing that. Donald Trump, he's 78 years old. Incumbent president, tail of the tape. Here's we go. Everyone's excited. Let's get ready to rumble. And all of a sudden, introducing President of the United States, Joe Biden. He's like,
I'm stuck.
like, it's like, this is, why is, just walk on stage, guy. What are you doing?
He said,
You're looking pale, not so good. In comes Donald Trump. He's like, hey. We're like, all right, this is already off to a bad start. First question. They're like, hey, Joe, how you doing today? He's like, well, I don't know. Start. Everyone saw that. We don't need to relitigate that. So after the debate, I was very vocal about, you can't run this guy at this point.
Yeah.
Or can you? Because Joe Biden defiantly said, let's run it back 4 more years. And I don't care what you have to say. So defiantly, he's saying, I'm still running. I believe we have a clip of it. And not only is he still running, he says, hey, Donald Trump, I'm gonna beat you. So here's a clip of Joe Biden riding with Biden. Go ahead.
We had a little debate last week. Can't say it was my best performance. But ever since then, there's been a lot of speculation. What's Joe going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? What's he going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again.
Oh, my God. Do you believe him? Do you believe him? A, do you believe him that he's running? And B, do you believe him that he's going to win again? Because we have some new polling results that we're going to show you in a second. But by the way, a lot of people saw that clip. That's not big. But we found another clip. A lot of people didn't see the next clip. But only here on the SOSCAST, we found this next clip where it said, this is Joe Biden? What's going on here? So here's what we saw with Joe Biden talking about, this is why I'm running again, because I'm not leaving. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Okay.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Joe Biden's not leaving.
The show goes on.
So there he is in front of Stratton Oakmont, a.k.a. the DNC, the delegates out there, basically saying, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. And he gave the speech that Leonardo DiCaprio gave in The Wolf of Wall Street. The show goes on. You're going to need a wrecking ball to get me out of here. You're going to have to call the National Guard to get me out of here, okay? You're going to have to bring in a SWAT team to bring Joe Biden out of here because I ain't going nowhere. Okay, Joe Biden. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio did it with a little more oomph, but Joe Biden emphatically said he's not going anywhere. Again, do you believe him? So Joe Biden is not going anywhere. Lord, help us if Joe Biden ain't going nowhere. So, speaking of the Lord, can I get a little amen from the Lord?
Lord help him. Amen.
Natalia, can I get a little amen out there for the Lord?
Amen.
Joe Biden empowered. Used the Lord. The Lord named in vain and said, only the Lord can make me quit this election. And here's what's going on. Play this clip from the Lord with George Stephanopoulos on ABC.
Oh, no.
In battleground states.
If the Lord Almighty came out and said, Joe, get out of the race, I'll get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
President Biden will visit more battlegrounds.
So Joe Biden just basically empowered what you tell like a 12-year-old kid in T-ball, like, hey, just give it your all, buddy. Yeah, do it your all. Little League. Just give it your all. This is running for the president of the United States. Hey, as long as I gave it my all. So here's what's going on. But by the way, you might be thinking, is this really what's going on here? Here's some numbers for you. Here's an article that just came out in Newsweek. After he made that announcement, Joe Biden's numbers, you think they went up or down?
Oh, down.
They actually went up. They skyrocketed. Here's that article from Newsweek, the other article. Joe Biden's odds of being the nominee skyrocket after he went there and used the name of the Lord in vain. Hold on, skyrocket? What are we talking about right here? This is why you can't always, you'll get the headlines. So Joe Biden's odds of nominee skyrocket. What does that really mean?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what that actually means. Good Lord.
Yeah, let's take a deep look.
Here's the article from The Lines. Go to that next clip. Here we go. So here are the actual odds for the presidential election. By the way, scroll up a little bit just so you can see the top of it. So who will be the next president? Election odds 2024 presidential lines. Guys, I say this all the time. Who do I trust? I don't trust Pew. I don't trust Quinnipiac. I don't trust CNN. I don't trust Fox. I don't trust ABC. You know who I trust? Vegas, baby. Because they got money on the line. So here's Joe Biden's chances against Donald Trump. Scroll down just a little bit. So here's what I want you to do. Go to put your
Zoom in.
mouse where you see the red go up and the blue go down.
Oh, right there.
Okay. So, okay. You guys see that?
Yes.
All right, back off that for a second. So right there, you see that it was sort of close.
Yeah.
It was sort of close the night of the debate.
Yeah.
The debate happens. Trump goes up a little bit. Biden plummets.
Good.
Plummets.
Thank God.
So since then, the odds, they used to be sort of 55-45 chance, meaning, hey, listen, it's anyone's race. How could it be? Now, Donald Trump, overwhelmingly the favorite, but it's not a certain, it's not a 100% bet. So here are the numbers. Probability, Donald Trump, 60% probability. You guys see that on screen?
Yes. Right
Joe
there.
Biden, 29%. So it used to be 55-45. Now it's 60 to essentially 30. But don't look too far. You got Kamala Harris at 15.
Yikes.
They're basically saying, listen, if Joe Biden drops out, the money's on Kamala to be the candidate. And then you have Gavin Newsom, Robert F. Kennedy, not even above Gavin Newsom. And then the Nikki Haley's of the world, Pete Buttigieg, Ron DeSantis, everyone else is basically saying, listen, here's 1%. But the smart money at this point is on Trump. It's not a lock, though. That's not how this works. Now, I personally think that what the Democrats are going to do is run a 1-2 punch. A candidate we've never seen. They're going to call it Joe Harris or Kamala Biden. They're basically saying, listen, if Joe don't make it, Kamala's got to be ready to rock. So what you're going to start to see, prediction, is that Kamala is going to be everywhere Joe Biden is. There used to be a famous SNL skit, for anyone that remembers that. It was Matt Foley, the motivational speaker, with Chris Farley. And he said, I'm going to be your shadow. Anywhere you go, Billy's here, I'm here. Tommy's here, I'm here. And he basically falls onto a table and breaks it. But he's his shadow. And what you're going to start to see, my prediction, is Kamala is going to go everywhere that Joe goes. Usually the vice president's kind of doing her own thing.
Yeah.
She's stumping on the campaign trail. He's stumping on the campaign trail. He's out there doing rallies, if he's even out there. What you're going to start to see is a 1-2 punch, an Oreo cookie out there with Kamala and Joe Biden, kind of like me and Nati out here.
Oh.
And they need to assure, this is my prediction, they need to assure, listen, if you're voting for us, Kamala's got to be ready to rock. Kamala's got to be ready to rock.
She
But,
should always be
you know,
ready to
Joe
rock.
Biden, he came out there and he gave another little speech recently. Here's Joe Biden when they said, hey, Joe, we got a little question for you.
Oh, no.
Do me a favor. Here's Joe Biden answering a question between, hey, listen, do you like fruit? You like tangerines? You like Abe Lincoln? You like George Washington? Joe Biden, go ahead. Let him know. Go ahead. Here it is.
Tangerines. When I was a kid growing up, this was in Kentucky. Civil War just ended, and there was a tree. My father planted the tree, tangerine tree. Anyway, Abe Lincoln said, "I'm going to cut down that cherry tree." No, the other guy. Anyway, what was the question?
Anyway, shout out to Joe Biden right there. Shout out to that impersonation of Joe Biden. That wasn't Joe Biden.
Couldn't tell.
He would have probably
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
somewhere right there. But that was by the way, a great actor right there. But what's the bottom line? And I said this on PBD podcast the other day. At this point, we talked about the Wolf of Wall Street, and in the next story, we're going to talk about how Hollywood is sort of abandoning Joe Biden. I'm just going to empower a movie reference. Joe Biden is currently the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. But prior to that, the Democratic Party, you know what movie they remind me of? The Titanic.
Oh, no.
The Titanic was the unsinkable ship. Joe Biden, 81 million votes. Most votes in presidential history. Oh, my goodness. And then he takes the debate stage. It's still somewhat a close race. Somehow with Donald Trump, it's called what we call the election of the double haters. People aren't exactly thrilled with the two candidates. I get it. A lot of you guys out there, big fans of Trump. I get it. Biden took the debate stage, and by the time the debate was over, the Titanic has hit the iceberg. And oh my God, the Titanic started sinking. But if you watch the movie Titanic, what's the first thing they do? They parade out the orchestra because they need to calm people down. All of a sudden, the violinist, the cello, he's out there like, da, 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 nothing to see here.
That's right.
We're all just going to be freezing till we're death. No, and everyone's like, what's going on right here? The orchestra is just pretend everything's cool, put a smile on your face. Meanwhile, they cut to the captain of the ship. He's like, oh my God, what have we done? They cut to the ship's engineer, and he's just like distraught. He's basically on suicide watch right there. He doesn't know what to do. But the orchestra is playing, nothing to see here. And then all of a sudden, the crowd realizes
What's going on?
this ship is going down.
Yep.
And they break out into a frenzy. People start fighting. They try to get on the lifeboats. A security guard on the boat shoots someone.
Yeah.
Chaos ensues. Meanwhile, you got Jack out there, saving Rose. Who knows what's going on out there? I don't know who's going to save Joe Biden in this place. It reminds me of Joe Biden is Leonardo DiCaprio, and
Don't do that.
Kamala Harris
Don't do that.
is Kate Blanchett, Rose, and one of them is going to
sink.
die, maybe. One of them may survive and live. Who knows? But at this point, it's safe to say that the Democratic Party is the Titanic. That debate was the iceberg. But Joe Biden, doing his best, Wolf of Wall Street, he's not leaving. But we'll see how much of this is going to affect the election. You let me know.
Ugh. What do you think Joe would be able to do to win everyone back over?
Cheat? No, I'm just kidding. Listen, the only thing he can do is convince people he's going to have to play the race card. He's going to have to play the racist, the race card, and he's going to have to pander to women, and he's going to have to do the threat to democracy thing. It's going to be the first female potential president if I die. Isn't that great?
Oh.
If I'm okay, it's going to be a female candidate. You ladies, you're paying attention to abortion. It's a number one issue that we're running on, this Dobbs decision, Roe versus Wade.
Right.
They're going to be running on that. And then Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. But, a lot of people, listen, bear with me now.
Yeah.
Who was favored to win the 2020 election? Who was favored?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden
Right.
was the favorite. Joe Byron. He was favored. A lot of people don't understand that. I had to tell Dinesh D'Souza, who made a documentary called 2,000 Mules. I said, by the way, I know you think this is fraud and fraudulent. Joe Biden, according to Vegas, fact check this, was actually the favorite. So he was up 6 points prior to the election. Up 6. My apologies. Up 10. At this point, Donald Trump is up 6. So what a difference 4 year makes. And the bottom line is this. You have 4 years to compare Trump and 4 years to compare Biden. And remove emotion, remove all the negative press, and just go policy for policy and ask yourself, was the country better under the 4 years under Trump or better under the 4 years under Biden? Listen, I've been pretty critical of Trump, but I've also been very critical of Biden.
Yeah.
Given the two options, it's hard to see how you vote for Weekend at Biden's. That's the biggest problem that I see. And there we go. So, did you ever see the movie, by the way? Weekend at Bernie's?
No.
You didn't get that reference?
No.
You don't understand it at all?
At all.
Pull up Weekend at Bernie's, the movie.
Does anybody know? Leave in the comments.
Come
if you
on,
know.
guys. The people in the
Weekend at
comment section know.
Bernie's?
Weekend at Bernie's. These guys had to take care of a dead guy all weekend.
No.
Yeah.
seen
By the way,
this.
put in Weekend at Biden. See what pops up.
1989.
1989. Listen, I was a young tyke out there doing my thing. It was a great
wasn't
movie.
even
So
born
anybody
yet.
in their 30s and 40s knows about Weekend at Bernie's. Put in Weekend at Biden and see what pops up.
Oh no, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Images. Yeah, top
No
left.
way.
Yeah, there he is. So we're going to see what happens there. Hey,
Yikes.
there's some tangerines and oranges. That's what's going on over here. Guys, you let me know in the chat. Does Biden even have a chance at this point? Does a Kamala Biden ticket even have a chance, or is it weakened at Biden's?
You need to cut it.
You need to cut it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.